Could possibly.
Rewinding from the end of the last game, a week, rewinding to the beginning of last week's game.
Woo, Andrew's not dead anymore.
At least for the rest of the cold open. Cornelia, you got a text. Halo. How often do you wear your halo?
At least once a day.
What
Probably
time of
most
day
of the
do you wear it?
at business hours.
Business hours?
Yes.
Okay. Well, on your business hours,
but not during lunch.
it's a busy morning going. There's a lot of stuff going on, and you probably got interfered with before you got your halo on. Actually, to tell the truth, because Arcturus and Belladonna and Artemis were at the door. That took some time. And other affairs came up, and it's probably noontime before you get into the your office, and your halo is sitting there, and you finally put it on, and badink, and there's the usual stuff, and a message with a little exclamation point next to it from somebody named Lucas.
What's it say?
It's very short. It says, Gregory is in the hospital, period. Fever, period. Seems bad, period.
Keep me updated.
Okay. Note comes, they're not letting us normies in the hospital
Right, so I text.
to visit, period.
Who are the hospitalars that I know there? There's Ellerina.
Ellerina's not it. Oh yeah, Ellerina. Sorry, I was in the all the E's. Ellerina is the hospitaler. You have Su Jangum. And then you have other friends that are also. Who else are?
Kira's a hospital, isn't she?
There is a hospitaler. And Julianne is a hospitaler.
Yeah, he's reading it French. This is
So
my friend,
I
Jean
text Ellerina to request status updates on Gregory from whoever is the attending hospitaler. They don't have HIPAA in the realm, right?
Yeah. Ellerina, at some point you get a text to your mantle, which is from Cornelia asking for updates if available, or could whoever the presiding physician is on Gregory Thane, if updates could be sent to Cornelia. She would appreciate it.
She responds, I'll pass it along.
Thank you.
No promises though.
All I want is information.
The people who can give it might die before they can send it.
Formation.
There's going to be
You won't
somebody
get it.
attending him until he dies or recovers. Somebody can tell me what's going on. Just add it to his chart. Notify Cornelia.
You are the emergency contact. Got it.
Actually, probably more than his family.
Gregory is not the first to fall ill with the plague. Neither is Nimue. But we see Gregory, Nimue, Peter, and his sisters, whose names are
Annalise and Mathilde.
Tamorian and Kali, among others. As the week progresses, the hospital, Queen's College Hospital in Juan, is filled. It doesn't, filled to capacity, then filled to overcapacity, as they're trying to make cobbled together beds, spaces, rooms, as it overflows into what was classrooms and teachers' quarters. Sue, you are busy. In fact, all of the hospitalar teachers are busy more and more in the ward.
Less teaching.
Less,
Maybe no
well, and
teaching.
it's like you're still trying to do the teaching. Tamorian's condition is not improved. Kali's condition degrades. Your father is in your father spends most of his time asleep. Or close there too, or passes for sleep. On the second day that Kali was brought in with symptoms, you are changing nappies that are filled with blood. Your mother holds her, that she's not crying anymore, but she's not, it's being held, it seems to at least make her the most comfortable, the least uncomfortable. And it is while you are holding her that Sue is there giving what energy, what effort she can. Her lungs are failing. Her heart is failing together. Her breathing is getting faster and faster. You can feel it fluttering because less and less of her lungs are being able to take in oxygen. And so, and as at a certain point, there's nothing you can do. And you feel her song go out.
I just put my arms around her.
And Arisha is standing with you at that point. And it takes a few moments for her to, it's like you're holding
I'm holding her.
Kali at that point. But Arisha is by you and is touching Kali.
I'm just still. I've just gone still.
And there comes a moment when she understands what has taken place. And she takes a deep shuddering breath, her whole body shaking. And she gives a long, feminine wail of utter and complete loss. It is a horrible thing to be a parent holding your child and knowing that there's nothing you can do. And then a moment comes and it ends. And as you hold her, and your mother is weeping, I expect you are as well. Sue's arms, her mother's arms. Your mother isn't even holding you anymore. She's just touching Kali. And the world is just filled up around you. And at that point, you can't even keep your balance anymore. And the fever takes you. Gregory's condition does not degrade during that week. It doesn't much improve, but it doesn't degrade. Annalise dies the night that Kali died. And Mathilde dies the following morning. It is in the midst of this, for as much as you care. 7 days after Peter was released, which was some months ago, the Zhang Yi sent the captured populace of Dreiecksbad south, along the same path that Peter followed. Out of the mountains, through the foothills, and down to the fields of Elena. It was some time after that that the Hyungyi rode south themselves. The refugees put a heavy load on the populace of Elena, showing up on the edge of starvation. And Elena, the farms of Elena were already pressed to their limit. But the Hyungyi marched south in their wake, leaving the sacked city of Dreiecksbad behind them. In that time, all Romish legions except the 5th and the 9th legions were recalled from the northern front. Some were transported by air southward. Most marched southeast out of the forest of the Valti, along the steppes of northwest Elena, until at last they, together with the plague, reached Bahatia. As they were coming south, the plague was moving north. There they were loaded onto trains, but they did not get far before the predations of the dragon brought the trains to a standstill far from their destinations. Again the legions marched, now with lengthening supply lines that the dragon struck when it ran out of railway targets. 6 legions, the 1st, the 3rd, the 6th, the 7th, the 8th, and the 10th, marched south to the coast to secure transport to Elena by sea. Upon reaching Berenda, done shipping worked to provide them transport. However, plague was already amongst them. Transports arriving at East Side later that week found the port facilities backlogged, and the East Side officials have declared the transports to be plague ships. The 2nd and 4th legions marched west through the High Sandrin forest. They have made their way back into the heart of the realm, carrying the plague with them. Their progress has been slow. After the dragon fractured their supply lines, the legions have been forced to live off the land, which has brought greater suffering to the kingdom, already beset by famine. Led by Elder Pallant Knight, Sir Bruce Winter, Sir Drummond Merkill, and Sir Colin Trantor, those few divisions that could be airlifted were arrayed north of the capital of Tamarin against the approaching Hyungyi. Outnumbered, but well armed, they formed a thin but formidable line of defense, and they dug in to receive the Hyungyi's charge. The Hyungyi refused battle. Instead, they turned west and headed towards Gainmast. Meanwhile, at the northern front, air transports returning from Tamarin have brought with them the plague. 2 understaffed legions, 2 legions but only 5 divisions, now face a growing need to defeat the Dragon Kingdoms quickly before the plague defeats the legions.